It's Thursday, July 16, 2020. Late video this evening, just got back from Big Bear, but I thought it was important to make this video, and I want to talk about a few things that have transpired that I thought were really, really important to talk about this evening. One of them being the jobless claims that came out this morning. Jobless claims for the week ending July 11th, 1.3 million. This is absolutely horrendous. 17 straight weeks now where we have lost over 1 million jobs a week. In 17 weeks, 51 plus million Americans have filed for jobless or unemployment benefits. This is absolutely insanity. These numbers are absolutely horrific, and this should be telling you exactly where we are at, where this economy is at right now. Yet, Dow Jones was only down 135 points. Markets have been on fire. They've been surging. They've been rallying, going absolutely nuts because the most powerful central bank in the world, the Federal Reserve, continues to inject tons of money into it. Imagine where we would be right now if these markets were not manipulated. If the central bank, the Federal Reserve, can just not pump trillions of dollars into these markets, where we would really be right now. This economy is in massive trouble. It is on life support, and we are going to see things that we never thought humanly possible here in America because of what is happening economically here, what is happening to this economy, and what is happening to the average American. Here's an article right here. In less than 14 days, the government will sever its $600 per week unemployment lifeline. This is going to be much scarier for millions of Americans than any infection. I can promise you that. The lifeline is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen, for millions of Americans. And so what does this mean? The average Joe sitting on the couch now is going to have to get off the couch and go find a job. But the question is, where is that job going to be? We are bleeding over 1 million jobs a week. We have anywhere from 30 to 40 plus million people right now unemployed in America. I know the government numbers will tell you it's 18 million, but the real numbers are well over 30, probably around 40 million plus people. I mean, we just added another 1.3 million today. And when we look at companies all over America already telling their employees that more than likely they're going to be laid off. Look at American Airlines talking about 25,000 people that they're going to be letting go. We look at how many retail stores will be closing in America. Where are all these people going to go? Where are they going to find jobs? The unemployment numbers are going to continue to skyrocket, but the average Joe is going to have to get off the couch and try and find a job. Where that job is going to be, I have no idea. But while he's trying to find a job, the Fed will continue to pump billions, if not trillions of dollars into these markets while the average Joe gets obliterated. So the wealthy are going to continue to get wealthier, and the poor and the middle class will continue to be wiped out. And that is exactly what's happening right now, and it's going to continue to happen. People will, at some point, if they have any savings left, they're going to turn to that savings, because once these $600 bonuses end, look, if they do not extend these bonuses in a couple weeks, it is going to be lights out for millions of people. If any of these people do have any savings, they're going to scorch those savings quickly. Unfortunately, most people, if they had a savings, have already used it up. You know, again, I've said many times, 80% of this country was living paycheck to paycheck, and a majority of this country had absolutely zero in savings. They had zero emergency fund, and if they had anything, more than likely most people have already used it up. If they haven't, they're going to be using it up very, very quickly once these bonuses run out. Unemployed Americans spent more with $600 weekly boosts than before. Now, I mean, think about that. People were spending more money while they were unemployed than they were when they had a job. Americans who received enhanced unemployment benefits spent roughly 10% more than when they were working, according to Reuters. So did any of these people save any of that money? According to this, more people were out shopping at Ross, shopping at Walmart, more people buying big screen TVs, more people buying Nikes, more people just, wasting money, just basically thinking that these bonuses were going to be endless. And unfortunately, many of these people have found out that they already don't have a job to return to, that the restaurant or the company that they worked for is now permanently closed. So while they were out spending money and not saving, now knowing that the $600 bonuses are coming to an end, many of these people now will begin to start looking for a job when they should have been doing that months ago. So they wait till the last minute. Now they're going to go look for a job. And unfortunately, there is not going to be a job waiting for millions of people. 63% of jobless workers are making more on unemployment than they were working. I mean, what is wrong with this picture? This is just setting people up for a disaster. When the program ends, there will be a steep fall in spending. If this payment isn't extended through the end of the year, the poverty rate could rise from 12.3% where it is right now to 16.3%. And when you think things couldn't get any worse, here's an article today. Eviction looms for millions of Americans who can't afford rent. We've been talking about that for quite a while. I think this was might be on the Wall Street Journal, I'm not sure. Nearly 12 million adults live in households that missed their last rent payment, and 23 million have little or no confidence in the ability to make the next one, according to weekly Census Bureau data. Hedge today, reality check. Job gains appear to be slowing or revising in July. This is happening while we have the rental moratorium ending July 24th and the $600 bonuses ending July 31st. Really bad combination here for a lot of people. Closures, especially in leisure and hospitality, companies downsizing, permanent closures. What are these people going to do? How will they pay rent? Many of them will not. So either they're going to be moving in with friends or family members, or the last option, they go homeless. And many people are predicting that we're going to see millions of people go homeless. And many people were just a flat tire away previously to be in very, very big trouble. When you have a country where 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, you take one paycheck away from the average American. If they don't have a friend or family member to fall back on, they're homeless. This is the reality we are living in today in America, and I cannot even believe how bad things are getting, how fast it's happening. 30-year mortgage rate reaches lowest level, 2.98% for a 30-year. So I ask myself, why aren't we seeing record-breaking real estate numbers like back in 2005 and 2006, where we're at 2.98% on a 30-year? The answer to that is, when you don't have a job, it doesn't really matter if it's 2.98%, 1.98%, or 0.98%. If you don't have a job, it doesn't really matter, does it? And we're not seeing the booming real estate numbers because people don't have jobs. 30, 40, whatever the number, million people, whatever the number is, the government tells us 18. Shadow Stats is going to tell us it's probably around 40 million, and I believe that number is obviously much more correct. I don't believe any of these government numbers at this point. They're so manipulated. But you're looking at the lowest 30-year interest rate on a house, and we're not seeing a record boom in housing. Again, people don't have jobs, and people that do have a job are wondering, are they going to have a job in 6 months? Are they going to have a job a year from now? Are they going to have a job next week? So there's so much uncertainty out there that it's very hard for people to commit. Many people who went back to work got an hour cut, their hours got cut, their wages got cut. So that's why we're not seeing a housing boom. Yet they're telling us right here in another article, home builders, optimism explodes higher as mortgage rates plunge to lowest record lows. Over 50 million Americans again, filed for unemployment benefits in the past 17 weeks. So they can be, they can have all this optimism all they want, but at the end of the day, they're not going to see record housing sales. Again, look, 51 plus million people filed for unemployment benefits in the last 17 weeks. How can you have optimism in the housing industry? I don't even understand. It's such a contradiction. When literally half of America now is not working, they're talking about a housing boom in America. Ain't gonna happen, is not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's impossible. This is why we see the automakers, optimism, optimism. That's great. You can have as much optimism as you want. You're not going to see record-breaking numbers because half the country is not working. And we have big trouble coming. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Another article today, it starts, mortgage delinquency suddenly soar at record pace. Overall delinquency rate jumped to 6.1%, up from 3.6% in April last year. Experts see a rise in delinquencies in the next 12 to 24 months. Remember, we also have nearly 5 million households in forbearance. People not making a mortgage payment for months now because they can't afford to. So how, when the forbearances end this fall, how are these people going to make up these lost payments? So again, all this optimism, and this is another problem we've had for a long time now, especially over the last year, all this fake optimism that the politicians sell us, that the television sells us, the fake optimism with the trade wars, the fake optimisms with finding a cure for this infection, the fake optimism with the home builders, all this fake optimism with the economy, it's all fake. Because all you have to do is connect the dots. When you have half your country not working, when you're bleeding over 1 million jobs a week, how in the world are you going to have a real economy? And an economy that is being completely held up by the Federal Reserve, pumping tons of artificial injections into these markets, unbelievable. It's really, really frightening how this is all going to play out. And I don't think any of us can really interpret how bad this is going to look when the whole thing implodes. CNBC, as I just said, I don't think anybody can really interpret how bad this is going to get. But I don't think most people thought it could get even this bad. Think about where we're at. The entire economy is frozen. We're seeing a re-shutdown in many states, including the one I'm making this video in, California. We are watching the obliteration of small business, the obliteration of the middle class, the obliteration of the poor. We are watching the complete obliteration of industry. We have never seen anything like this. And again, I don't think anybody can interpret how bad this is going to get. This is just, again, the tip of the iceberg. This is, what, we're four months into this now? Don't blame this all on the infection. This economy was sinking like the Titanic before any of this happened. This has expedited the fall. This has exposed a lot of what's been happening. But at the end of the day, it's not an infection that is going to bring all this down. It is the massive debt. It is the massive manipulation. It's the massive fake optimism that's been taking place. It's people living paycheck to paycheck, having no net worth, unable to put any money away. Also, it's people out there who had the ability to put money away, but they wanted to live way beyond their means. They wanted to impress people. They wanted to be social media stars. They wanted to buy things with money they didn't have. Living off of a credit card to impress you and I. This is where we're at in America, and many people, millions of people are going to pay a huge price for this, the lifestyle that they chose to live, that they could not afford. No savings, no emergency funds, no net worth, nothing prepared for a rainy day. And this is not going to be a rainy day. This is now a flood straight out of the book of Genesis. This is going to be an enormous storm. People are going to be tested. People have no idea what they're about to see. And what we're seeing economically is going to be historic. What we're going to see socially is going to be downright frightening. As we get closer to the 2020 election, expect a lot more violence, expect more volatility in the stock market, expect more collapsing of this economy. Expect millions more to be out of work, and expect millions more to be homeless in America. Again, all I can say is prepare the best that you can. And I can't tell everybody out there exactly how to prepare. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I don't have all the answers, that's for sure. There's many, many people out there watching this video that are much more intelligent than I, and probably doing a way better job preparing. I'm doing the best that I can, though. And I try to read as many comments that I can, and I get a lot of great advice from you guys out there in your preparation. So please keep commenting down below on preparations. Keep reporting to us what's happening in your areas so that people can really read and see with their own two eyes what's happening across America, and not have to resort to the television and the fake optimism and all this fakery and trickery that is going on the television, telling people that it's okay, everything's good, the jobs are all coming back, the economy's coming back, the stock market's coming back. It's all fake. So please keep commenting and keep getting the truth out there, because so many people write to me and tell me how they woke up, how they are preparing, how they are so thankful to me and all of you for spreading the truth. You know, I'm just a guy who has a little bit of time to shoot a video and thinks out loud and shares it with everybody. But at the end of the day, it's everybody out there watching this, commenting down below, spreading the truth, who is really waking up everybody, giving out your advice, how you're preparing, what you see coming, what's happening in your town, your state, what's happening in your local job market. People are reading this, and they're responding to me, and they're telling me the stories that they're reading down below. They are taking to heart what you guys are saying. So continue spreading the truth. Keep commenting down below, because it's helped me out immensely with my preparations, and it's reinforcement to me. And these videos are reinforcement to a lot of people out there. And believe it or not, these videos, with your help and those comments, are waking up a ton of people. I want to leave you with this, though. This whole thing with Twitter today and the hacking, this should reinforce with every one of you: if you do not hold it, you do not own it. If Twitter can be hacked, anything can be hacked. Your bank account can be hacked. Your crypto accounts can be hacked. Anything can be hacked. If you do not hold your assets, if you do not have your assets in a place that you can access them in a time of emergency, if you do not hold it, you do not own it. Anything can be hacked today. And I think we're going to see more of this transpiring in the future. And this should really wake people up that they're not as safe as they think that they are. At the end of the day, be your own central bank. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. I'm going to leave it there today. God bless every one of you. Talk to you very soon.